In general, when we're at this moment in time where in our minds we say to ourselves, okay, what's next? Can everybody put yourself in that moment where you could literally pick 37 different things to do? In general, I find that there are 5 different patterns that I've observed how people tend to pick what type of task to do next. Some people do things by what they feel in that moment like working on next, right? So out of that list of 10 things, for example, if we had that easy day, some people would pick something quick, fun, enjoyable. The big question is why? Why would you pick something on your list that's quick, that's fun, that you can just knock off? Why do you do that? Yeah, so you can check it off, right? Doesn't it feel good to check things off? Psychologists tell us that we actually get a squirt of dopamine in our brains when we check something off the list. It's like having a party in your brain, woo, right? When you check something off, you're like, oh yeah, right? And you just feel that accomplishment. Remember, because we said work is never done. I know some people who like to check things off so much that if they do something and it's not on their list, they'll write it down just so they can check it off, because it just feels so good. You get this chart, and so what's strange about this pattern is that you're busy, and you are, and you're just checking things off like mad, right? And let's say at the end of the day, you got 9 out of 10 things done. So what's left? The hardest one, right? The most valuable one, the one that you know, bless you, that you should have done, that you've been putting off for how long, right? And do you feel great about your day, or do you just feel a little vaguely dissatisfied? And you're like, I did it again, right? Emotions, for the most part, are not really good judges of what we should actually select in the moment. Some people do things in the order in which tasks appear, right? In accounting, they call this FIFO. You've heard this term? First in, first out, first in, first out, right? So someone walks in your office, you handle that, you get an email, you handle that, you get a text, you handle that, you get a call, you handle that, right? And if at the end of the day, people who have this pattern get this sneaking suspicion, they go, I didn't get anything done, right? You feel like you had this list, and then all you did was just add a whole bunch of other stuff to the bottom of the list. And if we don't do things proactively in the order in which they need to be done, who else figures out our day for us? Everybody else. Aren't other people really good at figuring out your day for you? No? Some people do things based on who's screaming the loudest. I love this clip art of Screaming Baby, we call that. Sometimes as babies, they learn that all you have to do is hold your breath, right? Throw yourself on the ground, scream really loudly, and stomp your feet, and people pay attention to you, right? And now they're all grown up, and they're at work. And they figured out that, hey, it still works. All I have to do is have a little hissy fit. And what's the expression? The squeaky wheel. And sometimes for people that haven't learned how to articulate clearly and set good boundaries, and who don't have the ability to stand up to that, some of us succumb. And this could be your pattern. We're going to talk more about that. Some people do them as they think of them. Does anybody talk to yourself? Do you talk to yourself? Do I talk to myself? Yeah, a lot of people who kind of have that running dialogue in their head, right? I should be working on that blog article. I'm going to write the article. And all of a sudden my brain goes, hey, did you remember to call Karen about that meeting? You go, ooh, I don't want to what? Forget to do that. So just real quick, I'm going to go over, I'm going to call Karen, talk to her, rah, 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 rah. And then when I go back to what I'm working on, now what do you have to say to yourself? You do this. Okay. Where was I? What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was working on the article. You try again, and your brain goes, hey, did you remember to send back that contract? And then you go, ooh, geez, I want to forget to do that. So you go, do some of you do this all day long? This is what's commonly called multitasking, right? Which is just kind of code for never getting any one thing done. Right? You got this done and that done, but what's happened to this project you're working on? Right? Something that should have taken you 20 minutes, have you ever had it stretch out all day? So that's kind of a symptom of this pattern. The last pattern is what I call by the order of the sticky note. So this is a very random pattern. As I walked into people's offices sometimes, there's like sticky notes all over, like on their monitor. They've got this kind of like pile system going on their desk, like this. And like paper in the upper right-hand corner means something different than the lower left-hand corner if it's angled, right? I mean, I've seen all kinds of different ways that people are trying to remember what to do, or they'll just go, oh, there's that business card, forgot to do that, or oh, here's this business, oh, forgot to do that, right? So it just feels kind of like a very default or scattered type of choice. Does everybody identify with one of these 5? Again, these are typical, and I hope that, being in workshops like this, doesn't it in some way just kind of help you feel a little better? And just know it's not just me.